these times when people are looking for value and looking for cheap product, it's really hard to deliver cheap product that conforms with our view of the quality of our product. And so, we have to work as hard as we can, and we have to be honest with our fans and buyers that, these are tough times to make product in Asia and sell it in the States. There's never been a time in history when an economic downturn in your home market doesn't bring with it some benefits of that downturn. Cheaper product, cheaper cost of manufacturing. Because we make product in Asia, like everybody else does these days, prices are going up in Asia and our sales have gone down in the States. I mean, that is an amazing combination of economic elements to deal with. So, we deal with the issue of people selling product for less than it costs to make them because they happen to own a factory. We deal with the issue of people who haven't sold product dumping product into the market. And through all this, we have to sort of keep our center and not react to that. And I think this year has been a great year for us because of the real buying decision of people that they're going to buy Lionel product, even if it's not the cheapest, even if it's not, the most convenient to buy. And that's good, and that's great for us because, it's our commitment to make the best product we can make at the lowest price possible. It's just that that's not always a price as low as what we're facing in the market. Service is a big issue for us because as a premium product, we're not a premium product if our service isn't beyond anybody's expectation. And so for us, one of the biggest commitments, one of the biggest challenges has been to bring our service into that realm of what I would consider to be superior. And by that I mean if you buy one of our high-end engines and you've invested that much money and faith in us that if you have a problem, that you're entitled to get that problem fixed within 2 or 3 days, and that you're entitled to everything we can do to get that product back to you as quickly as possible in the right condition. And I feel that we've actually, in the last 2 years, especially with the addition of Mike Reagan, who you all know, have really turned service into a plus. One story, a kid who is the son of somebody that I know who's a model train enthusiast, and this is a pretty cool kid. He's a Broadway actor and he's 14 and into trains, and he came in and on the spot they bought a CC2, which of course is one of our premier legacy products, and he had a problem with it, and it's 18 months later, but he had a problem with it. And he sent it to our service guys, and they got it back to him within 72 hours, and I got a note from him, and it said, "I never imagined that this could be fixed that quickly and that well and get it back to me." And he said, the product blows my mind, but the service even more so. And there's nothing more that I can hear. Now, we don't always do that, and that's not always the story, but that's always our desire. So I feel like we've come closer to matching our desire with the reality. In the last 3 years, suffered two things that really put us behind the 8 ball. One was China and the decomposition of factories in China that have traditionally made trains. We've had to find new makers, and we have. And the implementation of our new legacy system. Again, because that, like all new systems, took an awful long time to really get right. But I'm really proud and happy to say that this year, 2011, despite the fact that a lot of our product will come in the last 2 or 3 weeks of the year, we will deliver virtually all of the ordered product. There's some big exceptions in there. There's some track we won't get into the country. The new ZW is going to be 3 months late. But in general, about 90% of everything that we sold will actually come into the country. And that, like service, is one of those boring aspects that make the business work or not work. So we feel that once again, and then going into 12, we hope to even not just improve on the percentage we get in, but spread the deliveries out throughout the year so that buyers can have comfort that they're going to get the products in a relatively short time period, compared to when they ordered them. And that's been a huge job. So this year has been about block and tackling. It's about fixing a lot of issues, some of which were in our control, some of which weren't. But I feel like we've done an okay job doing that this year. Our commitment to take a more aggressive role in selling our own product through our own online store is really just has a couple of goals, and the first goal is to make the product available to as many people in the world that want it. It's a lot like our aspirations for mass retail. It's not to replace hobby stores, it's not to replace hobby sales, it's to create a larger base of people that will hopefully graduate onto that, which I think our mass program really has. We started the mass program back in 2005, and there was a lot of trepidation back then, until a couple of years later when some of our biggest dealers were saying that they were having the biggest months of January that they'd had in many years, because people who had bought sets in a Target or a JCPenney or Toys R Us were actually coming in to buy more track or buy more cars. The online version of that is that times 1,000. And what we're finding is that the people that bought last year, there were about 12,000 people that made online purchase through us, mostly at Christmas. These were people that didn't know we were still in business. These were people that basically were looking for a gift, not a train, but a gift, and they chose to buy Lionel. These were people that literally would not have bought Lionel if they hadn't found it online. So I feel very good about it. It's something we have to be very careful with. We don't want it to conflict with our regular sales. We don't want it to conflict with our hobby store sales. So we don't price, we price pretty much at list price. So we don't discount greatly. We may offer incentives on shipping close to Christmas, things of that, but it's basically a full price transaction. It's aimed at the people that would not have otherwise bought a set, in the same way that somebody walks into Target and sees a set and buys it, and hopefully maybe we catch lightning in a bottle and they become a long-time collector. So it's going to be a larger part of our business, and hopefully it fits into the ecosystem of how we do business with all our dealers and all our fans.